Miss Preen! Miss Preen!
Yes, sir?
Where do you disappear to all the time, my lady Nausea?
Mr. Whiteside, I can only be in one place at a time.
That's very fortunate for this community.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Whiteside. Merry Christmas.
Good morning, John. Merry Christmas.
Are you ready for your breakfast yet, Mr. Whiteside?
No, I don't think I want any breakfast. Has Miss Cutler come down yet?
No, sir, she hasn't.
Is she still in her room, do you know?
Yes, she is. Shall I call her?
No, that's all right, John.
Yes, sir.
Taking the 1 o'clock train, Sherry. I'm leaving.
You're doing nothing of the kind.
Here's your key and your driving license. The key to the safe deposit vault is in the apartment in New York. I'll go in here now and pick things up.
Just a moment, Mrs. Simmons. Where were you until 3 o'clock in the morning? I sat up all night in this station wagon worrying about you. Now, you heard me calling to you when you came in. Why didn't you answer me?
Look, Sherry, it's over and you've won. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, come. What are you trying to do? Make me feel like a naughty boy? Honestly, Maggie, sometimes you can be very annoying.
You know, you're quite wonderful in a way, Sherry. You're annoying? I wish there was a laugh left in me. Shall I tell you something? I think you are a selfish, petty egomaniac who would see his own mother burn at the stake if it was the only way he could light his cigarette. I think he would sacrifice your best friend without a moment's hesitation if he disturbed the safe routine of your self-centered, paltry little life. I think you are incapable of feeling any human emotion which goes above your stomach, and I was the fool of the world for ever thinking I could trust you!
Well, as long as I live, I shall never do anyone a good turn again. I won't ask you to apologize, Maggie, because in 6 months from now, you'll be thanking me instead of berating me.
In 6 months, Sherry, I expect to be so far away from you.
Hello! Merry Christmas, everybody! Merry Christmas! I'm a little high right now, but I can explain everything. Oh, Maggie, I'm Mr. Whiteside. Shake hands with the successful playwright. Maggie, where'd you run off to last night? Where'd you go? I read Miss Sheldon the play last night, and she thinks it's wonderful. I read her the play, and she thinks it's wonderful. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, that's fine, Bert.
Isn't that wonderful, Mr. Whiteside?
Bert, I think you ought to go home, don't you?
What? No, biggest day of my life. I know I'm a little drunk, but this is a big day. We've been sitting in Billy's tavern all night. Never realized it was daylight until it was daylight. Listen, Maggie. Miss Sheldon says the play needs just a little bit of fixing. Do it in 3 weeks. She's gonna take me to a little place she's got in Lake Placid just for 3 weeks. Where we're gonna work on the play together. Isn't that wonderful? Why don't you say something, Maggie?
Listen, Bert, why don't you tell us all about this later? Now, why don't you...
Oh, excuse me. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
God bless us all and Tiny Tim.
Yes, I thought I'd be coming on over a little
You know what,
later.
Tom? I'm going to Lake Placid. 3 weeks. Isn't that wonderful? You ever hear of the famous actress, Lorraine Sheldon? Well, we're going to Lake Placid. 3 weeks.
Dr. Bradley, would you do me a favor? I think Mr. Jefferson would like a little black coffee and some breakfast. Would you take care of him, please?
Yes, of course.
Dr. Bradley, I'm going to buy breakfast for you. Biggest breakfast you ever had. In fact, let's climb down a couple chimneys, Doc. I've got this friend who doesn't believe in Santa Claus. Let's climb down this chimney and frighten the hell out of it.
Now, listen to me, Maggie. I'm willing to forgive your tawdry outburst to talk about this call.
I love him so terribly. Sherry. Sherry, why did you do it? Why did you do it?
Merry Christmas, Mr. Whiteside.
Merry Christmas, Miss Stanley. Merry Christmas.
I'm afraid I shouldn't be seen talking to you. My brother is terribly angry. I just couldn't resist asking, did you like my Christmas present?
Oh, I'm very sorry, Miss Stanley. I haven't opened it yet. I haven't opened any of my presents.
Oh dear, I was so anxious to. It's right here, Mr. Whiteside. Won't you open it now?
This is very thoughtful of you, Miss Stanley. I appreciate your thinking of me. Why, it's lovely. I'm quite fond of these old photographs. Thank you very much.
I was 22 when that was taken. That was my favorite dress. Do you really like it?
I do indeed. When I get back to town, I shall send you a little gift.
Will you? Oh, thank you, Mr. Whiteside. shall treasure it. But I shall be late for church. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Miss Stanley.
Sarah's got a little surprise for you, Mr. Whiteside. She's just taken it out of the oven.
Thank you, John. Miss Preen! Miss Preen!
Yes, sir.
Answer the door, will you? John is upstairs.
Who is it?
Let me down. Kiss me.
Don't you dare kiss me! How are you? Let me down.
Hot blood pounding in your varicose veins.
Banjo, for God's sake, Banjo!
Hello, Whiteside. Will you sign this package, please?
Mr. Whiteside!
Banjo, put that woman down. That is my nurse, you mental delinquent.
Come to my room in half an hour and bring some rye bread.
Really, Mr. Whiteside?
Oh, Whiteside, I'm here to spend Christmas with you. Give me a kiss.
Get away from me, you reform school fugitive. How did you get here anyway?
Darryl Zanuck loaned me his reindeer. Whiteside, we finished shooting the picture yesterday and I'm on my way to Nova Scotia. Flew here in 12 hours. Borrowed an airplane from Howard Hughes. Whiteside, I brought you the most wonderful Christmas presents. This brassiere was once worn by Hetty Lamar.
Listen, you idiot, how long can you stay?
Just long enough to take a bath. I'm on my way to Nova Scotia. Where's Maggie?
In Nova Scotia? What are you going to Nova Scotia for?
Well, I'm sick of Hollywood, and there's a dame in New York I don't really want to see. So I figured I'd go to Nova Scotia and get some smoked salmon. Where the hell is Maggie? I want to see her. What's wrong with you? Where is she?
Banjo, I'm glad you're here. I'm very annoyed at Maggie, very.
What's the matter? Say, what's this? I thought you couldn't walk.
Oh, I've been all right for weeks. That isn't the point. I'm furious at Maggie. She's turning me like a fighter. Well, you know how fond I am of her. Well, after all these years, she's repaying my affection by behaving like a fishwife.
What are you talking about?
But I never believed for a moment she was really in love with him.
In love with who? I just got here, remember?
Good God, I'm telling you, you Hollywood nitwit. Young newspaper man here in town.
Maggie finally fell. Well, what do you know? What type of guy is he? This guy she loves.
Oh, shut up and listen, will you?
Well, go on. What happened?
Well, Lorraine Sheldon happened to come out here and visit me.
Old hotbeds. Here.
Listen, this young man, he'd written a play. You can guess the rest. Lorraine is going away with him to rewrite. So there you are. Maggie's in there now, crying her eyes out.
Gee. Say, wait a minute. What do you mean Lorraine Sheldon just happened to come out here? I smell a rat, Sherry. A rat with a beard.
All right. But I did it for Maggie because I thought it was the best thing for her.
Oh, sure. You haven't thought of yourself in years. Gee, poor kid. Can I go and talk to her?
No, leave her alone.
Any way I can help Sherry? Where's this guy live? This guy she loves. Can we get a hold of him?
Now wait a minute, Banjo. We don't want any phony warrants, so you pretend to be J. Edgar Hoover. I've been through all that with you before. I got Lorraine out here and I have to get her a whip.
Well, it's gotta be good, Sherry. Lorraine's no dope. But there must be something that would get her out of here like a bat out of hell. Say! I think I've got it. There's that fellow she's so crazy about over in England. What's his name? Lord Fanny or whatever it is. Bottomley, that's it, Bottomley.
No, Banjo, no.
Now, wait a minute, you don't catch on. We'll send Lorraine a cablegram from Lord
I
Bottomley.
catch on. Banjo, Lorraine caught on too. It's been tried.
Oh. Well, I told you she's no dope. And we have a tough proposition on your hands.
The trouble is there's so damn little time. Get out of my chair. There must be some way out. Damn. The trouble is I've done this job too well. Hell and damnation.
Stuck, huh?
In the words of one of our greatest lyric poets, you said it.
Gee, we'll fix things, Sherry. You watch. We'll get Lorraine out of here if I have to do it one piece at a time.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Whiteside. Excuse me. I got something for you. But Mr. Whiteside, it was for you.
And never mind, Sarah. He's quite mad.
Come on, Mister. We shall dance. We shall dance in the snow. Da 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 da.
Just give him some breakfast, Sarah. He's harmless. And just what does this mean?
It means, Mr. Whiteside, that I'm leaving. My address is on the desk inside. You can send me a check.
You realize, Miss Preen, that this is completely unprofessional.
Oh, I do indeed. Not only am I walking on this case, Mr. Whiteside, but I'm leaving the nursing profession. All my life, ever since I was a little girl, I was filled with the idea of serving a suffering humanity. After 1 month with you, Mr. Whiteside, I'm going to work in a munitions factory. From now on, anything I can do to help exterminate the human race will fill me with the greatest of pleasure. Florence Nightingale had ever nursed you, Mr. Whiteside? She would have married Jack the Ripper instead of founding the Red Cross. Good day.
Oh, Mr. Stanley's brought June back. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Oh, June, thank God you're back. You're not married, are you?
No, Mother, I'm not. And please don't be hysterical.
Oh, June, if it had been anyone but that awful boy. Thank goodness you stopped it, Ernest. How did you do it?
Never mind that, Daisy. Just take June upstairs. I want to talk to Mr. Whiteside.
What about Richard? Is there any news?
It's all right. It's all under control. Just take June upstairs.
Father, enough of this melodrama. I don't need to be taken upstairs. I'll go upstairs. Merry Christmas, Mr. Whiteside. Looks bound for John L. Lewis. Come on, Mother, lock me in my room.
Oh, June, you'll be much better after you've had a hot bath. I know. Have you had anything to eat?
I'm pleased to inform you, sir, that your plans for my daughter have gone a trifle awry. She is not, nor will she ever be, married to that labor agitator that you so kindly picked out for her. As for my son, who has been apprehended in Toledo and will be brought back within the hour. Not having your gift for invective, sir, I cannot tell you what I think of your obnoxious interference in my affairs, but I arrange that you will interfere no longer. Come in, gentlemen. Mr. Whiteside, these gentlemen are deputy sheriffs. They have a warrant by which I'm able to put you out of this house. I'm giving you 15 minutes or so to pack up and get out. If you're not gone in 15 minutes, these men will forcibly eject you. Thank you, officers. We wait outside, please. 15 minutes, Mr. Whiteside. That means bag, baggage, wheelchair, octopus, penguins, and cockroaches. I'm now going upstairs to smash our way so that not even accidentally will we ever hear your voice again.
Sure you don't want my autograph, old fellow?
15 minutes.
Oh, say, can she cook? Well, Whiteside, I didn't get an idea. Any news from the front?
Yes, the enemy is at my rear and nibbling.
Where did you say Maggie was? In there?
It's no use, Banjo. She's taking the 1 o'clock train out.
You didn't tell me that. You mean she's really quitting you after all these years? She's really leaving?
She is.
Then we only have till 1 o'clock to do something.
No, dear, we have exactly 15 minutes. 14 minutes in which to pull out of my hat the goddamnedest rabbit you've ever seen.
What do you mean 15 minutes?
In 15 minutes, baby's rosy little body is being tossed out into the snow. My host has sworn out a warrant. I'm being kicked out.
What? I never heard of such a thing. What would they do a thing like that for?
Never mind. The point is, I have only 15 minutes. Banjo, the master, is growing a little desperate.
What about laying your cards on the table with Lorraine?
Banjo, you know Dream Girl as well as I do. What do you think?
You're right.
Banjo, will you go in there and talk to Maggie? Right in there, just for a minute. I need to think.
Say, if I knew where Lorraine was, I could get a car and run her over. It wouldn't hurt her that much.
Please, Banjo, I've got to think.
Pardon me, miss, is this the YMCA? Is this your wallet?
No, idiot. Well, Mr. Whiteside, I didn't get very far. Any suggestions?
I'm very sorry, Richard. I wish that I were in a position
Well,
to...
you're not in a position. Thank you, officer. Here's a little something for your troubles.
Thank you, sir. Good day.
We go upstairs. please, Richard. "10 minutes, Mr. Whiteside."
I brought you some orange juice, Mr. Whiteside. Feeling any better?
Superb, John. Any cyanide in this orange juice? Open the door, please, John.
Yes, sir.
It's probably some mustard gas from an old friend.
Say, that crazy fellow made a great hit with Sarah. He wants to give her a screen test.
Good morning. Mr. Whiteside up here.
Yes, he is, Miss Sheldon. He's right in here.
Merry Christmas, darling. Merry Christmas. I've come to have Christmas breakfast with you. May I?
Of course, my sprite. John, a tray for Miss Sheldon. Better make it 1-minute eggs.
Darling, it's the most perfect Christmas morning. The snow is absolutely glistening. Too bad you can't get out.
Oh, I'll probably see a bit of it. I hear you're off with to Jefferson, to Lake Placid with Jefferson. What time are you leaving?
How did you know? Is Bert here?
No, he rolled in a little while ago. Worked rather fast, didn't you, my dear?
Darling, I was just swept off my feet by the play. It's fantastically good. Really, Sherry, it's the kind of part that only comes along once in 10 years. I'm so grateful to you, darling. Really, Sherry, sometimes I think you're the only friend I have in the world.
Thank you, dear. What time are you leaving, you and Jefferson?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's 4 o'clock. You know, quite apart from anything else, Bert is really a very attractive man. It makes it rather a pleasure squaring accounts with little Miss Vitriol. In fact, it's all worked out so beautifully. Sheridan, I want to give you the most beautiful Christmas present you've ever had in your life. Now, what do you want? Anything. I'm so deliriously happy that I will give you... That sounds like Banjo. Is he here?
He is. Just the family circle gathering at Christmas. Oh, how time flies when you're having fun.
Why, hello, sweetie pants. How are you?
Very well, thank you. And you, Banjo?
I'm fine, fine. How's the mattress business, Lorraine?
Very funny. It's too bad, Banjo, that your pictures aren't as funny as you seem to think you are.
You got me there, Mama. Say, you're looking the pink, Lorraine. Anything in the wind Whiteside?
Not a glimmer.
What time does the boat sail?
10 minutes.
What boat is this?
The good ship up the creek.
Listed everything except for New Year's Eve broadcast. Wasn't there a schedule on that?
It's over there someplace.
Thank you.
Oh, New Year's Eve. Bert and I will hear it in Lake Placid. You were at my cottage up there once, weren't you, Sherry? It's lovely, isn't it? Away from everything. Just snow and clear, cold night. That's probably Bert now. I told him to meet me here. You know, I'm really looking forward to Lake Placid. Bert the cute man will do all winter sports beautifully.
Will he get time?
Yes, sir. All right, come ahead. Careful there, careful. Don't scrape the wall.
Why, Sherry, what's this?
Where do you want this one?
Right over here. That's it. Set her down. That's perfect. Oh, it's for you, Mr. Whiteside.
Dear God, if there was one thing I needed right now, it was an Egyptian mummy.
Merry Christmas from the Khedive of Egypt. What did you send him? Grants, too?
5 minutes, Mr. Whiteside, including that.
Why, Sherry, what is all this? Who was that man?
He announces the time every few minutes. I pay him a small sum.
But what on earth for, Sherry?
I lost my watch.
Oh, excuse me, I see you're very busy.
Oh, dear God.
Follow me in here a little while. I've written a new chapter in my book about the left kidney.
Is that the plumber again, Sherry? Oh dear, I wonder where Bert is. Darling, you're not very Christmassy. You're usually bubbling over on Christmas morning. Who sent this to you? The Khedive of Egypt. You know, I think it's rather beautiful. I must go to Egypt someday. I really must. I know I'd love it. The first time I went to Pompeii, I cried all night. All those people, all those lives, where are they now? Don't you ever think about that, Sherry?
I do. Here was a woman, like myself, a woman who once lived and loved, full of the same passions, fears, jealousies, hates, and what remains of any of it now? Just this and nothing more. A span of 4,000 years, a mere atom in the eternity of time, and here am I, another woman living out her life. I want to cry. Oh, I mustn't talk this way today. It's Christmas. It's Christmas.
Lorraine, dear, have you ever played St. Joe?
Why, no, I haven't, Sheridan. What makes you ask that?
There was something about your expression as you stood in that case. There was an absolute halo about you.
Why, Sheridan, how sweet.
It transcended any mortal expression I've ever seen. Please, step into it again, dear.
You're joshing me, Sheridan, aren't you?
My dear, I don't make light of these things. I was deep in the room. There was a strange beauty about you, pure to fit you. Please, do it again.
Well, I don't know exactly what it was that I did, but oh, Sherry, I feel too silly.
Lorraine, dear, in that single moment you approached the epitome of your art, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it. Now, you asked me a little while ago what I wanted for a Christmas present. All that I want, dear, is the memory of you in that mummy case.
Why, darling, I'm all choked up. Just now, Art, and dust to dust.
Eureka!
There's a service for you.
Will she go right in there?
Sure, she can breathe easy. I'll let her out as soon as we get on the plane. Well, what are we gonna do now? How do we get this out of here?
That's the next step. One step at a time.
Think fast, Captain, think fast.
This is everything. I'm leaving you 3 cartons. Is there anything out there? What's in this basket?
Nothing at all, Maggie. Thank you, thank you.
Shall I throw out these letters? Do you want this picture?
No, throw everything away. Except the picture. I want the picture.
The only thing I haven't done is to put your broadcasts in order. Do you want me to do that?
Right away, Maggie. It's very important. Do it right away.
I'll see you before I go, Banjo.
I've got it.
What?
Oh, I knew I'd seen this face before. Now I know how to get this out of here.
What face? How?
The time is up, Mr. Whiteside. 15 minutes.
Ah, yes, Mr. Stanley. 15 minutes. But just one favor before I go. Would you summon those officers and have them escort this gentleman down to the airport with this mummy case?
I would do nothing of the kind.
Oh, I think you will, Mr. Stanley. Or shall I inform my radio audience on my next broadcast that your sister, Harriet Stanley, is none other than the famous Harriet Sedley, who murdered her mother and father with an axe 25 years ago in Gloucester, Massachusetts? Come, Mr. Stanley, it's a very small favor to ask. Or would you rather have the good folk of Mikaela repeating at your doorstep that once popular little jingle? Harriet Sedley took an axe and gave her mother 40 whacks, and when the job was nicely done, she gave her father 41. Remember, Mr. Stanley, I too am giving up something. It would make a hell of a broadcast. Well,
Mr. Whiteside, you're the damnedest person I've ever met.
you're a little late in finding that out. Officers, will you come in here, please?
Whiteside, you're a great man.
Gentlemen, Mr. Stanley would like you to help this man down the airport with this mummy case. He's sending to a friend in Nova Scotia.
Collect?
Isn't that right, Mr. Stanley?
Yes, yes.
Handle it carefully, gentlemen. Banjo, my love, you are wonderful, and I may write a book about you.
Oh, don't bother. I can't read. Goodbye, Maggie. Love conquers all. Don't drop that case, boys. It contains an antique.
Sherry, was that?
It was indeed. Oh, a little Christmas present for you, Maggie.
Sherry, you old reprobate.
Just send me a necktie sometime. My hat and coat, Maggie. I'm leaving for New York.
You're leaving, Sherry.
Don't argue, rat girl. Do as you're told.
Yes, Mr. Whiteside.
Mr. Whiteside, I want to apologize. Say.
Don't give it a thought, Bert. There's been a slight change of plan. Miss Sheldon is off on a world cruise. I'm taking your play to Catherine Cornell. Miss Cutler will explain everything.
Maggie.
Oh, I see you're still busy.
very busy. But if you ever get to New York, try and find me. Maggie, my darling, I love you very much.
Sherry, you're wonderful.
Nonsense. Goodbye, Jefferson. You'll never know the trouble you've caused.
Goodbye, Mr. Whiteside.
Goodbye, Mr. Stanley. I hope to hear in the near future that your daughter has married her young man and that your son has been permitted to follow his own bent.
Orders!